Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? I want to show you this real quick before we get started. So if you're looking at anybody's page on your phone, right? You go to their page. It's because I was looking at the comments. Up here is a list. It says home, videos. If you swipe it to the right, oh, shoot, hold on. Just knocked me off. If you swipe it to the right, it will show you the community tab. You don't see it. I know a lot of people view YouTube on your phone. You don't see it right away from the phone because you have to swipe over next to lives, playlist, community. Right there on that community tab in the morning. See, it's that bar below subscribe. The list will be posted. There'll be a Google form posted for readings for tomorrow night. So hope that clears that up for everyone. I know you don't see the community tab from your phone unless you swipe over. Yeah, Google just kind of has everything now, Alicia. How is everybody doing this evening? The energy's been weird, not weird the past 2 days, but I feel like it's been a little heavy. I had to take some time and not channel. There was just it's a lot of doors closing. That's what the 1010 is about, right? And so I personally was being directed. There were things coming up in the shadow that I wasn't expecting, that I needed to do some introspection on. So I haven't been recording for a few days. Yeah, right, and tired too. I've been tired too. I've been sleeping a lot this week, a lot more than I usually do. Hello, Divine Magic. I'm glad you're finally catching a live. Hello. You've been in your hidey hole, Monica? Well, I haven't been able to be in my hidey hole, but there's definitely been a lot of introspection. But it's all in preparation for all of these doors to close. In tarot, that's what the 10s are. The 10s means that it's finished. And it's time to go to the next. Hi, Candy. Hello, James. James, I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm really grateful to hear that. That's been really heavy for me too, because I do have peeps in Florida, and I live on the other side of the country now, but I still panic every time I get that panicky feeling when I see something about a hurricane, because I've lived through too many of those in Florida. Lost things, damage. Hello, Arctum. Giz is happy to see you. Hi, Annie Sally. Hey, Sai. Hi, Grid Runner. Hi, Alley Cat. Hello, June. I'm glad you're here. Hello, Screamstress. Serenity Vocalized. Hi. Elisa, hi. Alicia, hi. So glad you all are here. So yeah, I don't know, a lot of the downloads I've been getting are just, it's about a close. So it almost feels like there's been this heavy, like, the energy's just been a little heavy, right? Because there's a grieving process. Even when things are good, right? When doors close that need to close, there can tend to be a little grieving process in the mind and in the emotions, and if you're digging in deeper, sometimes that can get a little weird, right? If If we're doing the shadow work, we can see illusions even we've been creating. This, I'm getting a lot of downloads about, you know, so many of us were taught through many different forms that, like, the way to hack the matrix is by living a double life. Whether that double life be illusion, you know, whether that double life actually mean living a double life, feeling that we have to be someone different in different spaces. And it's impossible to be in a vibration of love when we're not in a vibration of authenticity, because it changes the motive. It becomes a human motive instead of an energy, instead of a frequency. And yeah, the world, I don't know. The world's just in a weird place right now, right? And a lot of illusions are being broken. A lot of people are questioning a lot of things. But love's where it's at. We're moving into the age of Aquarius. Love is where it's at. Hi, Lady Zaga. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Claire. If you're here and I did not say hi to you, hello, welcome. I got to look at the chat for a minute before I hopped in. All right. Oh, we're going to do some oracle decks and do some clarifying. So let me tap into the band. They kind of kicked me out of their energy for 48 hours because they showed me some stuff I needed to work on in my shadow. And, you know, the answers, we have the answers. The answers reside in us. It's the best space to go to when we have revelation and we have healing. You know, so even sometimes my band will take a break and be like, sit with your soul child, sit with your higher self, and you've got the answers. And it's true, we do have our own answers. You know, it was interesting. There's a big, this is personal, but I'm going to share it with you because I'm sure some people can relate to it. But with all these doors closing, right? When we talk about the 1010 portal, when we talk about the tens, things being finished, it's a huge, I don't even want to call it a cycle of my life. It was like a different life. It was a different timeline, okay? That closed in my life. That was 15 years long. And it really came up in my shadow this week. I had to look at the illusion that I created around that timeline that kept me in that timeline, and how I created this illusion around it in order to feel safe, because that's what a lot of people that have experienced trauma do. I'm sure several of you can relate with that. And the mind's just wild, isn't it? When we do the shadow work and we look at that stuff, right? Like things that we can create our own illusions, and not in the right way of using our imagination, not in the good way of using our imagination, you know? But it feels like a spell has been broken. Life is interesting, isn't it? Life is interesting. The lessons are interesting, but, you know, doors closing also mean change, and a lot of us resist change, and I can see where I resisted change for a long time in areas of my life. But in resisting that change, I was also resisting my best life. So go figure. But these are the things, as I know the Star Tribe understands, because we do the work of introspection. We do the work of integrating the shadow, understanding the energies, understanding ourselves, so that we can be authentic, so that we can be in the vibration of love for ourselves and for the planet and for every creature in the universe. So we're going to dive in. We're going to dive into the Soul's Journey deck, see what's coming up. Yeah, it does feel so good always to get to the other side, doesn't it, Olga? But it is scary before you get there. It's scary. It's like, I don't know, like I always picture like my child self like in a blindfold, like running for my life. It's like I don't want to see what's coming, but I know I need to run towards it, kind of thing. Monster Jam, whatever you're supposed to be more than anything else is your authentic self. I believe the more and more that we live in our authenticity, the more and more those things don't become a worry or become a question. And I mean, even the fact that, thank you, Maccabee, even the fact, like, people that even, like, make statements like that, Monster Jam, is like, I mean, think about where your consciousness is. Like, you're ahead of the game. Like, so many people just go through, even though I think, this is kind of a side note, but we did talk about this on the last live stream, like how energy's getting kind of weird, and in the sense of like you'll even see that people are getting angry and stuff. I think it feels like so many people are waking up, like their third eye is opening, and not even because they want it to. Hi, Ice Wolf. So they get freaked out by the things that they see, and then of course that's going to drive them further into the shadow. And a lot of the world functions like that. But the cool thing, Monster Jam, is you get to choose. You get to choose those things. And if you're doing it authentically, you'll be in flow state. Hi, Julio. Hi, Caro. Hi, Jennifer. It is Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. And by the way, you might hear some weird noises tonight. This place is like a vault, but it's Fleet Week here. And so it's loud. There's like all these crazy jet fighter planes and stuff that are flying overhead. Poor Sky Witch doesn't know what to do with herself. She doesn't like it. Hey, call me crazy. Mazzy, I'm glad to hear that you're doing you. Doing that introspection work is choosing you. It's definitely choosing us. And it takes a warrior spirit to do it, man, when it gets uncomfortable. This week was uncomfortable. Hey, Lady Zaga. All right, let's pull some of these souls oracles. We have trust, judgment, loneliness, self-esteem. Judgment is a word that gets misconstrued a lot around when we're talking about living authentically. We actually are supposed to judge ourselves and others and analyze situations. in a way to understand that everyone has their own unique path, and understand that when we're judged by others, that it's the same. If we're living authentically, we know we have our own unique path and that we will be judged for that. Okay, because not everyone is living in authenticity. There are so many people that are attempting to navigate this matrix by living a double life. That's what they've been sold. That's how they believe it's supposed to work. They believe they've beat the system by living a double life. So if they're not living authentically, we can't expect them to understand our path and our challenges. All right, let's go to trust first. This is all about intuition. This is all about intuition. And intuition is having control over the emotions. It's emotional intelligence. And when we do the shadow work, and when we look at these things, and when we do these deep dives, we're gaining better control over our emotions. We're balancing emotions and logic. It's different than not feeling the emotions, right? It's different than denying the emotions, because it always comes out somewhere. Right? This is doing the work when we trust ourselves. We're trusting our intuition and our inner voices to guide us, to balance, to closing the doors that need to be closed for this portal. Because we know there's something cool on the other side. Tell me more about this trust card. Knowing that despite judgment, despite heartbreak, okay, that those are lessons that are the work of the Empress. The Empress embodies all the queens of the deck. You can't embody all of the, and this is obviously, this doesn't apply to gender, okay? You're an Empress or an Emperor or whatever you reside with. But in order to embody all of the kings and queens of the deck, in order to have good communication of swords, intellect and knowledge, emotional intelligence of the cups, the passion and fire for life of the wands, okay, and the logic and groundedness to manifest, you have to have a lot of experience. And experience, unfortunately, because this is Earth School, comes from these Three of Swords. Doing the work and integrating the shadow and trusting our intuition even when it hurts. Part of trusting our intuition is knowing when it's a balance of head and heart, right? So it's knowing when to jump out of our emotions and into our logic after emotional assessment, and vice versa. When to have empathy and when to think from the emotions. And there's so many lessons in that. And it takes those lessons, it takes those trials, those death and rebirths, those, I call it multiple lives. I couldn't even tell you which life I'm on in this life, in this body, right? And past lives included. It takes all of that to be an emperor or an empress. So it's something to embrace, okay? And that's what brings us to the star. Okay, the star is not supposed to be showing her. You know, first of all, the star is the card we know is the card of healing, but it's also the card of headed to your North Star, headed into your North Node, understanding your wish fulfillment. If you have never looked at where your South and North Node is in your birth chart, I suggest you do. You will learn some things about yourself. You know, for me personally, my North Node is in the 11th house. Okay. So it's all about relationships. So there's been a ton of this to get to this. There's an astrologer I have been watching on YouTube as of late that I like because he's not heady. That's just me, what I like in astrology. Sometimes it gets too technical and heady for me. And his pricing is very reasonable to do like full natal charts and all that kind of stuff. If that's something you've never done and it's something you've wanted to learn about yourself. His channel is called Chad the Maverick. Lodging a case against her department. That's a heavy one, Dusty. By the way, grateful you're here, Dusty. Yeah, my heart's been heavy with all of this stuff going on in the news. It hits really close to home with me because I spent all of my career in social justice and advocacy work was around sex trafficking. So it's just, it's messed up how much the world doesn't vibrate in love. And like, yes, it looks like there's going to be earthly justice, but it's that work is part of the reason why I always say serve your own justice, because it's just crazy now. The media frenzy, it becomes like government, non-government, media, every way to profit off of someone else's pain is happening right now. And it makes my heart sad for the world. Yeah, the justice system is tough. It's tough. Spent a lot of years in courtrooms with kids, advocating for kids, case management. All right, let's go to judgment. What more do we need to know about judgment, band? Sorry, I'm not listening to the band. I'm talking a little more tonight. It's because I got a little bit of a heavy heart. I'm glad to be here with you all. All right, judgment. What do we need to know about this judgment card? What do you need to know about understanding judgment on the path of authenticity? The High Priest, the Seven of Wands, and the Four of Swords in reverse. What this is saying is don't hold back. Don't hold back as the High Priest or the High Priestess. The Seven of Wands in this deck is about mastery. It's about mastering your skills, mastering your communication. And with the Four of Swords in reverse, don't hold back. No, you will be judged. But that's the world. And it's okay, because you will find your tribe. Because the next card is, I know that I'm never alone. Even when I'm feeling lonely, I know that I am never alone. He's an astrologer, but his page, Dusty, is called Chad the Maverick. He just, for me, talks about astrology in layman's terms. Like, sometimes astrology gets a little too heady for me. And so that's why I suggest him. I mean, there's a ton of good astrologers on YouTube, but if you're newer to astrology or you're like me and kind of want something more like in straight language, I like him. Gizmo is looking a little sad. Giz, why are you sad? Your buddy's here. Arctum showed up tonight. Your buddy's here. Why are you sad? Okay, I know that I am never alone. Even though I'm different from everyone, even though we're all different, even though we choose to live in our authenticity, does not mean that we're alone. There's the portal, there's the 1010 card, the universe, closing of cycles. Closing of cycles. The Prince of Cups and the Prince of Pentacles. These are the knights in the traditional deck. Give me more on these two knights. With the doors closing, give me more on these two knights. Looking at the Seven of Cups in reverse and the Five of Cups in reverse, this is just coming out of illusion and coming out of regrets on closing these doors. Oh, okay. And this is going forward. What they're telling me about these two nights is this is going forward after closing these doors, understanding when we head in with emotion and when we head in with logic. Because that's the pentacle, it's balanced, right? And that's the thing, you know, I know everyone that shows up to these readings. I know everyone that subscribes to this channel. Man, like, we're people that are pure of heart. We're people that are here in Earth School trying to figure it out, okay? There's a lot of empaths. All of you think intuitively, which means that you embrace your emotional vulnerability. And when we embrace our emotional vulnerability, we get stung sometimes when we lead with the cup, you know, because not everybody does. Monster Jam, you need to read a book on tarot. That's very important for me to know. Do you feel like you need to read a book on tarot or on astrology? That's important for me to know, because it's important to me that I clearly communicate when I do readings for people, knowing that not everyone has been doing tarot since they were a kid, like I have. Okay? It's important I hear those comments and I see those. Hey, Heart Angel. Tell us more about these doors that are closing today with this 1010 portal, please. Tell us more about these doors that are closing. Confirmation, another 10. 10 of Swords. It is finished. It's a lot of things closing out today. I could feel the vibe change today, too. For myself and collectively, it was like a really painstaking couple of days, it felt like. And then it was like, okay, we're here. Strength card in reverse. Put the swords down for a minute. Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so what that is saying, what they're telling me is, like, with this 1010 portal, with all the work that you all have been doing, which I'm glad to hear. I know I'm never alone when I come here, okay? is that it's time to put the swords down, and it's time to actually step out of the introspection. The doors have closed. So that's allowing, right? That's allowing integration to happen. That's allowing integration to happen in the body, in the mind, in connection to our higher self as we go into this timeline jump. All right. And again, with the Judgment card, yes, you will be judged for these doors that you've closed. But as always, we trust our intuition. We trust our intuition. And we're aware that everyone has unique challenges and that everybody is not going to be part of the next, and that we all came here to vibe the same, but we're all on different assignments. And a high priest and a high priestess knows that. There's actually something really freeing in this, okay? There's something freeing in a 10 of Swords and the closing of a cycle to say that it is finished. There's no easier way to say this except for that. It's like the sooner that we realize that we're going to be judged, the easier it gets. The acceptance of that is very freeing. It's extremely freeing because it just is. And next we have self-esteem, talking about possessing our soul's gifts. Our soul's gifts that benefit ourselves and others, which can only happen when we start living authentically. And when we live authentically, we are going to be judged. It just is what it is. I can remember about 20 years ago hearing Wayne Dyer give this speech, and he's like, the sooner you realize nobody cares, the freer you will be. And what he was getting to in that, even though that seemed like such a bold and harsh statement, but it's true, is that even the ones that love us the most, even the ones that we are close with and truly do love us and care for us, to expect that they're going to fill a void is that's not living authentically. That's not living in that self-actualization where we can have reciprocated energy with someone else in the vibration of love. It's a strange juxtapose, but it's true. So many of us were brought up to believe that focusing on our gifts and our talents and focusing on our self-development and anything and everything in health and well-being, self, the core things of self, that it was selfish. Hi, Shelley. All right, let's look at this self-esteem card. What's going on with this self-esteem card? Embracing our soul's gifts. Another card of closure with the 6 of Swords. The Queen of Wands. Understanding how magical we are. Giz likes this one. The 6 of Swords and the 6 of Cups. Walking away from the past, closing the doors, closing these cycles. It's a regeneration of energy. It brings out the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. The release of those mental burdens. Knowing when to move emotion into logic and logic into emotion. That mastery makes us magical AF. It also helps us to receive love. All right, let me pull. They're telling me to pull another oracle deck. Receiving love is just as important as giving love. It's supposed to be equal give and take. It's the equal give and take of a collective conscious, of a vibration. What's going on in this soul child deck? Practice freedom. Be present. Emotions are a reflection. You are enough. You do not have to give more. Looking for the deeper meaning of emotions. Is it around a false belief, or on either side, right? Is it looking for a deeper meaning of an emotion? Is it something that we were taught that created a shadow? Okay, that didn't need to create a shadow, or emotions that we have repressed that create the shadow? There's always a deeper meaning behind that. It's usually not as scary as we think it is either, when we get real with ourselves. But it does bring us to releasing that weight of judgment of self, being able to be free to practice freedom. Practicing freedom is vibrating in love, vibrating in authenticity. Tell me more about these emotions as a reflection. What's going on with these emotions as a reflection? I feel some I feel some childhood church wounds here, okay? That was the vision they showed me with this Three of Pentacles. Did anyone here skip Sunday school like I did and run down to the train tracks? And we have the Ace of Swords and the Strength card, okay? It takes strength to get to the truth. Okay, just like that personal thing that I shared with you at the beginning of the reading. It takes strength to go in and see where we've created illusions and where the shadow has created illusions, where false beliefs and emotions have shown up based on what's been projected by the world. Hey, Just Kitten. Hey, Mark. Hey, Scorpio Zen. I was always in trouble in Sunday school and as a teenager in Catholic school because I was dating the deacon's son. It's my first boyfriend. So, you know, I had lots of labels at a young age that I allowed to become part of my identity that carried through for a long time. Yeah, that's right, Stevie Phoenix. I took his virginity too. Oh, those Catholic wounds. Can laugh about it today. All right. What's this truth? The Hierophant, the Five of the Five of Wands in reverse. Okay, I have to stop talking about myself because I feel like it's putting my energy in this reading. It's not normally how I roll. Okay, we have the Five of Wands in reverse, the Six of Swords, and the Hierophant. While moving away from institutional practices and beliefs. Puts all that in reverse, all those labels, all that jealousy, okay? All that gossip, all that trickery, all that spell work, all that black magic that they're spinning. Screenstress, thank you for saying you don't mind my story time. Yeah, so I had like a duality in my background like that too. Like, because my grandmother was like a Catholic she was a Catholic mystic. So it was different, man. She was a gypsy, and she really embraced her spiritual gifts, and she also encouraged them in me. You know what I'm saying? But then there's that duality, right? Within like what the church believes and all that stuff. So fortunately, I did have a cool foundation with her. Maybe someone here has some info for you. Yeah, good. Bring it on. All right. Being released from the weight of judgment and practicing freedom as we live in our authenticity. What do we need to know about this? What more do we need to know about this band? Well, it keeps those doors closed with the 10 of Swords in reverse. Giz likes that. We stop juggling the duality of the mind when we practice freedom and come up from under the weight of judgment, okay? It keeps those doors closed. Like the 1010 portal, as if we're talking about today. And it puts the soul child on fire. The soul child on fire as those labels keep falling off one by one that have been given to us from the world, from the time we were born and before. All right, you are enough. You do not have to give more. You just need to be authentically you. We all need to just be authentically you. You like that too, huh, guys? You're smiling now. Tell me more about not giving more. Tell me more about not giving more. Tell me more about not giving more. 8 of Cups, the World, and the 9 of Wands. More doors closing. Emotionally walking away. This is about boundaries. This is all about boundaries. Being able to have Christ consciousness and still have boundaries. Not something that's in a lot of traditional teachings. It's all about self-sacrifice on every level. But over-sacrificing, giving more than we have to, believing that we are not enough, is not living in authenticity. It's not allowing us to be authentic because we believe we have to be more. We believe we need more. We have to be more. We have to do more, be more. Tell me more about this Nine of Wands. Well, this is pretty clear. Feeling that we're not enough creates a bunch of illusions, takes us out of that self-abundance and self-love. And whoever's teaching that is a magician in reverse. We all have our own truth. The world is Gnostic in nature. Outside of power and control, the need for power and control. All right, be present, finding clarity in the present moment. I feel like I've been needing to remind myself to be present a lot lately. Is anyone else experiencing that? I feel like a lot more than usual. But I think it was kind of all the build up to these doors closing. Having to remind myself to be present because it's like I knew it was coming, and attempting not to project on what was on the other side of that door. Like Olga said, want to slam it, but no, it's scary. It might be scary. Hey, Rose. How's it going? That card did fly, didn't it? Okay. Tell me more about this being present and finding clarity in the moment. Remembering to be present and finding clarity in the moment. These cards are flying everywhere. We have the Hanged Man. The Five of Swords in reverse. And the Queen of Swords in reverse. It's just saying put down the swords. It's putting down the swords and going into Hangman. Hangman is stopping momentarily for a higher perspective. If anyone is having a hard time staying in the present moment, as silly as this sounds, this is like trauma-informed training, but there's, you look around you. If you can catch that your thoughts are racing and you feel like you're not in the present moment, you look around you and you start naming the things that are around you, as elementary as it seems, because it creates a shift in the brain. The brain will get on brain lock when it's in fear or anxiety and having a hard time staying in the present moment. So I would say Gizmo, David Bowie, tarot cards. What's the date? It's October 10th, 2024. Those little things actually will bring the mind back into the present. That, and also this, doing different things like this, like tapping. I used to teach my kiddos that all the time in the jails, because they would get super anxious as we would be getting ready to go to court. And they were not able to stay in the present moment and focus. It just tricks the brain. As elementary as it sounds, it works. Works very, very well. All right, let me clean up some of my cards. We're going to go to another deck. Yeah, Renee, it really, it's something that it's also something that they suggest, like people with PTSD. Okay, and PTSD is just a projection. It's a projection to another time in the brain that takes us out of the present moment, but is a little more severe, right? Can create a little more severe panic in people. And it helps us in awareness. It helps us to stay in conscious awareness, right? If we start to practice those little tools, we stay in conscious awareness and remember to stay in the present moment. You know, we don't get it the first time, sometimes even the fifth time, but that first time that we catch ourselves, where we remember to do it, and it becomes more natural, it happens even faster. It's also the way to, if your thoughts are racing, to bring you back into the present moment and allow those thoughts to pass and not give them much power. Gizmo is sending you love, Mark. He's in a very good mood now. Spirit is the best shapeshifter in the universe. Uh-huh. Yeah, if you do suffer from PTSD, Renee, that is there's in the community tab, I'll post some videos too. There's some really simple videos, like 2-minute videos that are that talk about a couple of different techniques of coming back into the present moment. It's like a switch that has to get flipped. You just gotta flip it the other way. Tapping does work well, Maz. That works for me. I think tapping works good for me because I'm fidgety anyways. I have a lot of energy. Well, Lady Zaga, I would have to say, look at that belief first of why you think, like, do you believe that your brain's not working right? Why do you believe your brain's not working right? Where is that coming from? Yeah, Jennifer D. Shadow work is a great way to work on any kind of PTSD, anxiety, depression, any kind of trauma, because trauma creates the shadow. And it helps us kind of get down to the nitty-gritty of why things come up. And it helps us understand what the root of a trigger is, because a trigger is never really the trigger, so to speak, right? It's the symptom of something underlying, and what's underlying is in the shadow. Mazzy, The Body Keeps the Score is one of the best books I've ever read. I recommend that to everyone. Okay, if you suffer from any kind of trauma, PTSD, have had any traumatic experiences in your life, that book that Mazzy just put in the chat, The Body Keeps the Score, is phenomenal. I feel like it is the Bible of trauma in the body, okay, and in the mind. It's so progressive compared to a lot of other medical stuff. I will tell you, if you don't like reading books, it might be hard to get through. It's very textbooky. It's hard for a lot of people to get through it, but you can also listen to it on audio. But it really, really drives home the understanding of the mind, body, and soul connection too, but specifically like the mind and body and what happens when trauma is stored in the body. It's excellent. It's excellent. That was Mazzy. That was my Bible when I was doing crisis response work with people in sex trafficking. I learned more from that book than my psychology degree, from so much stuff that I've read. Hi, Vishal. So many CEUs I've taken. Like, that book is so good. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. All right, let's dig into the Starseed deck. Yeah, it's not easy to face the shadow, especially when you're suffering, right, Jennifer? Because when we're suffering, we just want to feel better. You know? But I think sometimes the world teaches us to make it more complicated than it is, too. Okay? That's my personal experience. I've done every modality you can imagine. And the deepest and most profound healing that I have gotten is with myself and my divinity. Understanding my divinity and my humanity. Giving myself an effing break and remembering that I'm in Earth School, hanging out with like-minded people like you all. Okay? I think sometimes, and this is someone who is a psychology nerd, I think psychology kind of can overcomplicate things when it comes to healing. And there's so many studies about that, really, like the core of like that Gnostic core of having a truth about divinity, about God, about the universe, about our purpose, about what we believe God is to be, is the most healing. You know, that's why even recovery programs that have been around since the beginning of time, 12-step programs, they say, believe in something, you know? Yeah, totally agreed, Scorpio. Gets a bit much. Labels. We take them on as identity. Water your garden. Nourishment, body, and self-care. So much of The Body Keeps the Score is about that. The great severing. The closing of doors to Mars energy. Erasing internal conflict. Residing in love. The 7 star sisters. Using expression as a tapestry of life. Got to be authentic to express yourself. Loosening our grip. Going with the flow. Letting our higher self in, letting the divine in, so that we're not internalizing things. Good stuff. All right. I know Mazzy likes the Grateful Dead deck. Yeah, Maz, I'm all for cord cutting. I try to talk really loosely about my personal beliefs on this channel because I really do believe that, like, a value of mine in reading tarot publicly like this is to help everyone find their own truth, right? To become self-aware of what their personal truth is. Because for so much of my life, I was always told my personal truth was wrong, and but cord cutting, I'm a ritual kind of gal. That might be a little bit of that Catholic background, but I'm a ritual gal. I do cord cutting, do spiritual baths. There's something about it. There's something about the visual evoking of emotions. My therapist Gizmo. All right, let's talk to water your garden. Nourishment, body care, rest. What does the tribe need to know about watering their own garden this evening? Music. We have the musician, okay? Keep making your music. Keep listening to music. It is nourishing to the soul, the mind, and the body. I'm looking at the Page of Cups in reverse and the Four Winds in reverse. And what the band is telling me about this is, for some of us, there's still... Some of us we're not taught, we were not parented to nourish ourselves. We're not brought up with healthy schedules, healthy habits, understanding and nourishing the body and the mind, sound health, sound mental health, sound physical health, sound health of the soul. They're pointing out rest. Many of us were not allowed to rest. There have been times in our lives where we have not been allowed to rest. Okay? But now it's time for us to water our own garden differently. Callie. Yeah. Like they say, sorry, y'all. Callie's comment made me laugh. They say usually like you only have to do a cord cutting once and then it's like let it go. But with Catholic roots, that stuff is like, this is strong. You might gotta do a few more of those cord cuttings on that. Scorpio Zen, thank you for the work that you're doing as always in the chat. Grid Runner, regressive hypnotherapy. I do not have any resources on regressive hypnotherapy. Interesting. EMDR might get you there too. Scorpio, I'm going to make a request for Sky too, if that's okay. She's in the donut of shame right now. Here she comes. Hi, Sky. She's so upset. She has one of those inflatable donuts around her neck because her her left paw is not good. She got a cut on her left paw, and of course, you know how dogs are. She won't leave it alone. So she's been rocking the donut of shame. It looks like a giant Simpsons donut for 2 days. She's not a happy camper about it. All right, the great severing. These are those cord cuttings, okay? Releasing of that Mars energy so that we can soften to love. Alicia, have you done EMDR? I do really like EMDR. I have a lot of respect for EMDR. I think it's light years above cognitive behavioral therapy. Sometimes it's like, how much can you talk about your stuff, you know? 6 of Skulls. 6 of Swords. Moving away, cutting cords. Because you're the High Priestess. And the 2 of Bolts. I like this. I like this. This is the closing of the doors because of the higher perspective, okay? This is breaking on through to the other side. The 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands is the portal. There's a portal on the other side of closing these doors with the 10-10. Tell me more about this 2 of Bolts, please. High Priest and the High Priestess here tonight. Tell me more about this 2 of Bolts. Ooh. I'm not sure what that was. Let me see. Oh, the Mother. Beautiful. The High Priestess and the Mother. That's some serious energy. And the Page of Swords. Okay, what the band is saying is what this is you can see yourself now. You can see yourself in this Empress and Emperor energy after shutting these doors. Looking for that higher perspective about you, about what a warrior you are, about how all these lessons have brought you to this Empress, to this Mother energy. This is authenticity. This is the highest vibration. This is the vibration of love with the Mother card, okay? And it's because of your truth and your sacred knowledge, along with your experiences. This is the vibration. This is the vibration that the world needs. That we all need. Severing those cords and residing in a space of love brings you to the Empress. All right, let's look at loosening your grip. Letting go, shutting the door on coping mechanisms, addictions, density and energy, cutting cords, things that need to be let go in order for us to stay in a higher vibration. The Knight of Bolts, the Queen of Bears in reverse, the World. Keep losing cards tonight. And the Terrapin. of Bears. This is also representative of this is the world card. It's also representative of the third eye being open. This third eye being open is part of what is taking us to the fast train of closing these doors, okay? Closing these doors to a new cycle, a new start with the terrapin of Bears, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me more about this terrapin of Bears. The full moon and the new moon cycle. Queen of Wands. Things are going to get magical. The Six of Wands. I love this. Lots of wands. Lots of bolts. Victory. Victory. Victory from closing these doors because the energy shifts. This energy shift, becoming even more magical AF. Tell me more about this victory. Tell me more about these victory because of loosening a grip. Loosening a grip on coping mechanisms, things in the shadow that are not serving us, addictions, labels. Tell me more about the victory over these things, over loosening our grip. Please tell me more about the victory over loosening our grip. Wands, wands, and more wands. Becoming magical and full of passion and zeal for life again, okay? But the Eight of Bolts and the Page of Bolts is, this is also this is a big opening in communication and what we call sixth sense communication skills. Okay, tell me more about this Ace of Bolts, these communication skills. Lots of wands here. I like it. Lots of fire, lots of passion. Thank you so much, Alicia. Lots of passion on the other side of that door. Tell me about this Eight of Bolts. Tell me about these communication gifts. Wow. Five of Bolts. Eight of Skulls. Seven of Roses in reverse. So the Five of Bolts in this deck, okay, unlike the Five of Wands in the traditional deck, is unity, okay? See, it's like wands unite, all right? Against all illusions. Wands unite in all of the realms and here within the star tribe. Tell me more about these gifts, the communication of these gifts coming in. What to expect. The Ten of Pentacles. Using your intuition to create the Ten of Pentacles. The world's going to tell you that's an unstable way to move. With the Four of Skulls in reverse, just like the Four of Pentacles in reverse. But the world's pretty unstable, so not sure like that as a whole we know what we're talking about, right? Meaning the whole, meaning media, meaning the way we were brought up. But this goes to a Ten of Pentacles. This creates a Ten of Pentacles. These new gifts, these new deeper lines of communication, okay, stronger intuition. There's also something about bird communication here. Creating a Ten of Pentacles by talking to birds. Love it. All right, y'all. I'm going to dive into the fairies. I love birds too, Mark. They're quite wise. I feel like they have a lot more to share than most modern media. Oh, Angeline, you have chickens. Hey, Steven. Glad you're here. All right. Let's go to the dig realm for a few. Let's see what's going on with the fairies. Melanie, you have peacocks? That is so cool. I want peacocks. But I don't think the HOA would approve. Yeah, if you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. Actually, now you can just double tap your screen if you're on a phone. You don't have to jump off to hit the like button. Thank you. Helps push out the content. Yeah, when I lived in St. Augustine, Florida, there were a lot of peacocks. They're so beautiful. Steven, you're a peacock. I like that. Hedgehog love, uplifting new friends and relationships. Synchronicity is 10. The closing of the door and letting go is going to bring in new friends. Also, with the Eclipse Mermaid, a powerful energy shift. 10 again. 10, 10. Should I even pull another one? I'm so excited about those two tens. The Black Cat, atonement of lost magic and rebalancing. Synchronicity 30. And the Candy Cane Angel 37. It's time to treat yourself. I love that. I love this. In the 10-10, bringing in new relationships and a powerful energy shift as we slam some doors shut today. I love it. What deck do I feel like I want a different deck? Give me one moment. I'm going to grab one more deck I've got over here. Since we're talking about animals. Yeah, we're talking about animals. Oh, I love that, Stephen. We're learning to fly in formation. That's beautiful. I dig that. All right, let's look at this powerful energy shift first with the eclipse mermaid. One more on this eclipse mermaid, please. What's up, Sky? You want to say hi to everybody? No, you never get on camera. So she's a little embarrassed. She's currently in the donut of shame because of her little pawpaw. Starting to look better though. Say hi, Sky. It's like, I'm very upset with my mom at the moment. And I even embarrass you and put you on camera with that thing around your neck, huh? Everybody says hi. Okay. I'll chew your paw for you. Poor kid. I know I felt so bad putting that on her. Fortunately, it cooled down. Like, it has been so hot here in the city, and I was like, I can't put that on her. I waited another day to put it on, but it's cool enough now that it's okay. All right, we have the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the Emperor. This is really powerful energy, the 9 of Wands with the 6 of Wands. Lemurs. This is that victory of vibrating in love, what we've been talking about. They're kind of giving me a repeating message here. Okay, a victory of understanding what this Christ consciousness really looks like. Because that's truly what makes us the Emperor, okay? The Emperor card is coming up. An emperor has to be in balance. An emperor has to understand self and self-care and have self-abundance in order to lead. So we loosen the grip, okay? And when we do, and we put ourselves first, we have victory. See how that fox is on that 9 of Wands card? And the 9 of Wands is always representative of Christ consciousness. That fox is... A fox can represent deception. Deception of what it really looks like to love. How love has been defined. Tell me more about the Emperor. I'm getting sidetracked because I watched this really weird reel about lemurs like within the last 48 hours about how they eat millipedes and they trip their faces off. It was so crazy. I never knew that. There's something about the poison that the millipede ejects. Tell me more about the Emperor. more about the Emperor. The Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Thank you, Sky. There's the Cardinal. Who was talking about cardinals? There's a cardinal on this cup. This is an equal. This is all about balance tonight. There's something in this 1010 portal. There's something about this 1010 portal about shutting these doors of the past that are bringing things back into balance. And it's not just the balance of justice we're talking about. It's like a balance in self is what they keep showing me over and over and over again here. Okay. And the wisdom of authenticity and knowing our truth. Tell me about this hedgehog love, this positive, uplifting, new friends as part of this 1010 synchronicity. Lots of hedgehogs and porcupines on these cards. I don't know much about those animals, like the symbolism of those animals. I don't know if anyone else does. What's up, Sky? We have the Queen of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the High Priestess. I love this. Okay, this is taking new cups without fear. Okay, the Queen of Cups and the Four of Cups, diving for those cups. Okay, seeing the cups that are in front of us and not what has been behind us. Okay, and with the High Priestess in this deck is represented by the bat. The bat is the symbol of no fear. Taking new cups with no fear. When we love ourselves first and foremost and are living in that authentic space, we have nothing to fear. We're not fearing judgment, right? We don't need to fear being hurt by others. I like that. Tell me more about this High Priestess. Yeah, Sai, bats are one of my spirit animals too, for sure. For sure. And I love that the bat is representative of the High Priestess on this deck and also in the Bowie deck on the Nine of Pentacles. What's going on, Sky Witch? She's been a little off today between that injury and all these planes, these really loud jets because of Fleet Week. It's messing with her equilibrium a little bit, I think. The bat is the totem for the area that you live. Do you live in Australia, Melanie? I want to go to a bat sanctuary so bad. I like one of those bat rescue sanctuaries. They're one of the few pages I subscribe to on YouTube. I'm obsessed. More on this High Priestess. I follow a couple of bat sanctuaries in Australia. Oh, this is interesting. This is an interesting message that they're giving me here, an interesting download. Okay, here's the High Priestess, and we're talking about no fear. Okay, this is, I asked for more information on the High Priestess. We got the King of Wands in reverse, the Devil card, and the World in reverse. And what they're saying is like, when we're coming from a space of authenticity, and we're coming from a space of no fear, okay, and we understand the dark and the light, this constant feeling and need to protect and to banish against this energy when you're a fearless High Priestess is actually a projection of this energy. It's the only way that the energy can actually really take any control over your mind, because the truth is you own this energy. You own this energy. You've mastered this energy, right? We've mastered this devil energy. We've mastered all of these magicians in reverse. So the only the projection of a chink in our armor that this energy can actually affect us is false at this point. The mental space, it's a false paradigm. To be the Empress or the Emperor, which has come up multiple times tonight, to have those experiences, to have won those battles, means that this energy is your bitch, okay? We get to walk around in this vibe. If this vibe affects us, it's just a false projection. And it's the only half-ass attempt. And it is nothing more than a half-ass attempt. I'm vibing with that bat too. The half-ass attempt. The Seven of Swords in reverse. A shit strategy against the High Priestess bat. Okay? Anything more we need to know about kicking the ass of this devil energy? Looking at the heart and the serpent in this devil card. This is that devil card. See that heart, the serpents. For some reason I'm hearing because that's just the way it is, and like laughing because the truth is that's not just the way that it is. Right? How many times have we been told that in our life? Well, because that's just the way it is. Yeah, that is a jackalope, okay? So there we go. False. The jackalope is false. It's a representation of illusions. Good call, Scorpio. I didn't even catch that. I haven't used this deck much. The illusions Illusions are a poor strategy when fear is replaced with love. Anything more we need to know about this devil energy? The wisdom of the serpent. Again, second confirmation of illusions with the Ace of Swords in reverse of that energy, okay? Trying to slow us from going through our own portals, okay? And in the portal is the collective consciousness as the magicians. Anybody know the significance of a raccoon? Like what the spiritual totem is for a raccoon? I find that interesting that that's the magician. And with the 10 of Wands, again, this illusion is finished. Okay, with the 10-10. 10s are all about closing doors this evening, well, in tarot in general. Does anyone know anything about raccoons? Besides the fact that they're thieves? Yes, Shelly, they're thieves. There's a funny camping stories about raccoons. They are thieves, man. Gotten my shoes stolen, coolers, all kinds of stuff. Raccoons before. They are crafty. They are adorable, Monster Jam. I do agree with you. They are adorable. They have thumbs, which is part of what makes them so crafty, okay? They're very family oriented. Yeah. Live simply. I like that. Tell me more about this magician energy. Tell me more about the Star Tribe's magician energy. All these crafty magicians. All these crafty magicians. Tell me more about this magician energy with the High Priestess. The magician knows when to move on to the next. Does it in no regrets. And takes care of self and family first. As the collective. Look at all those little bunnies. There's lots of little bunnies there. There's the cardinals again. Something about cardinals and the new moon. The rabbits are the keepers of the pentacles on this card, right? And they're guarding their pentacles against the fox, right? That sly trickery energy, right? The fox is representative of the trickster, and clarifying this Four of Pentacles is the Eight of Swords in reverse, okay? protecting the mind against those trickster energies, understanding that those illusions are a weak tactic. Keep getting a repeating message about that. Because for each of us individually, this is what's being illuminated with the moon in reverse. Understanding that it's just an illusion. So that's why we're closing the door on it. Obviously, they want me to pull this card. There's the bat again with the Justice card. Having no fear on closing these illusions is creating our own justice. Okay, and with the Queen of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Stability on the way to destiny. Okay, there is stability on the way to our destiny by being fearless and revealing all of these illusions. We're seeing this happen on such a global scale right now. But even when we see it happen on a global scale, we forget that it can also happen within our lives, within our own personal lives. Justice is a funny thing. Justice has been so skewed. The meaning of justice, or what justice should look like by the world. But that freedom of fear is from fear is creating our own justice. We're literally creating our own justice. And living in that energy, this bat that keeps coming up, is the destiny. And that's the wisdom of the serpent. There's a serpent in the center of this wheel of destiny. And of course, the wisdom of the owl. I need to use this deck more. This deck is badass. I don't really use this deck that much. And not following the illusions of the world actually makes us feel stable. Imagine that. Needing to let go of all patterns and habits. Yes, Caro. That's great. That's change. That's part of change, right? That's closing those doors. This deck is awesome. I never used this deck. I'm digging this deck tonight. I like the imagery on it. All about those bats. And the rabbits again. Yeah, the rabbits keep coming up too. All those animals have been coming through to you the past couple of days, Electa. That's cool. Yeah, I have not been staying hydrated enough myself. I'm not hydrated. I feel like it messes with my channeling. All right. I'm gonna take a break for a minute and then I'll come right back. I don't want to close y'all out. I do lemon water too, Steven. Lemon's good. Also for me, it takes the bite out of the crappy city tap water. I'm going to move around for a few minutes, drink some water. I'll be back in a few. I didn't know you lived in my town, James T. James, are you in Florida? Aren't you in Florida? Am I right about that? Or are you talking about my current town? I lived in Florida for a long time. I lived in St. Augustine and Flagler Beach. Yeah. Okay. You live in St. Augustine. Yeah. Because one time we were talking about Casadega. Yeah. Yeah. My late husband and I had a tattoo shop in Flagler Beach and in Daytona Beach. And I lived in St. Augustine. Yeah. St. Augustine's a cool town. I like St. Augustine. I'm glad you're doing okay, though. The hurricanes got to be a bit much for me. They just seem to be happening more and more. And I'm glad to hear St. Augustine is okay. St. Augustine is one of my favorite places. It was a cool town. So I have some very good friends that live there too. It's one of my favorite spooky towns. St. Augustine's a good spooky town. All right, y'all. I'm going to take 2. I'll be back in a few. longer Sky's gonna let me stay on. She's getting antsy. But I'm gonna pull one more. We'll pull Van told me to pull 3 oracles from the fairy deck again. We'll clarify them to close the reading. Good night, Shelly. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night, Jim. I know, Gizmo's very talkative tonight, isn't he? He's excited to see you all. He doesn't like it when I take a couple days off. He's an empath. He's very sensitive to energy. He could tell I was doing some shadow work. Yes, he's smiling now, Olga. He does feel the portal. Sorry, y'all. I had to glue a nail back on. Lost a nail. Playing around with Sky Witch. All right. I think it's there. Okay. What's up, Witch? I don't know, Scorpio. She's feeling like frisky all of a sudden. She seems to be feeling better. All right. What are some final oracles we can clarify, Van? What would you like us to know? Let's look in the other side of the door. These closed doors. What's on the other side of these doors? They're showing me. What's on the other side of these doors? Good night, Ice Wolf. Thanks for coming and hanging out. It was so good to see you. Jennifer, I really want to do a gathering. That's actually like on my goal list for a year. Originally I was thinking Los Angeles. Now I'm thinking maybe San Francisco. I don't know. Or get an idea of where people would be coming from so we could find a central point of travel. But yes, I would really love to do that. I want to do a collective inspire gathering. Have some fun things like to do in person on looking at the authentic self and the shadow. Plus, it would just be so cool for us to be able to meet each other in person and hang out. And there'll be lots of music and lots of dancing. Sky, what are you doing? Are you saying goodnight to everybody? That's taking off? All right. Ben, what's on the other side of this door? What's on the other side of this portal for us? The Golden Phoenix. Mermaid of the Koi Pond. Elizabeth and the Lion. Rediscovering your individuality and becoming the dragon as Elizabeth and the Lion, as the great leader. This Golden Phoenix card is about something from the past that comes back into life. I don't feel like this is a separate energy. I think this is the energy. Okay, yeah, this is around the energy of what we've been talking about tonight. These are things that will continue to come up, okay? These revelations. There's revelations that are going to come from these doors that we have closed. And they're going to hit quick. And I like that they're giving me the word revelations. Like they'll just be revelations from illusions. There'll be relief in it. It's not going to be painful to look at. They're telling me, they keep saying relief. There's going to be relief when these things pop up. Now that we have closed the door, when these illusions come to the surface. Rediscovering your authenticity, becoming the dragon. I dig that. Let's go there first. Let's see what's going on there. I'm going to go back to this animal deck. I can go back to this animal deck. Synchronicities are 12, 41, and 20. That's a 10 again. 12, 41, and 20. 10. It is finished. The new beginning is here. Yes, phoenixes are powerful. It is rising from the ashes when these revelations come of the illusions. These are the illusions around self, right? Discovering that you're the dragon, discovering that you're the leader as you rise from the ashes. Give us some more insight on this Golden Phoenix. I don't know what you did, Scorpio, but I feel like Sky is rising from the ashes right now. She has not been this active or vocal in 2 days. We have the 8 of Wands, the moon, communication that needs to be illuminated behind the moon about a door that you've closed with the World Cup, and the 9 of Cups. And look, the 9 of Cups is the peacock. The peacock, the dragon, the lion, the leader. Sky is so excited for you right now. This must be fabulous, okay? This is fabulous. What's coming from closing this door with the World card, okay? Is that you have a lot to say. What is this communication that's being illuminated behind the moon? This moon card is interesting too in this deck. Look on this moon. Okay, this wolf is like he's pouring. There's fish that are trapped in that garbage can, and he's releasing them back to the water. He's releasing them back to the living waters. Tell me about this communication that is going to be illuminated behind the moon as the rising phoenix from this door that is closed into your peacock status, into the 9 of Cups, into that self-love. Yeah, Mazzy, you know if we get together, we're going to be doing music and dancing. We're going to have a whole concert. Tell me more about this communication with the 8 of Wands. Skywitch says thank you, Scorpio. The devil. the truth about the devil with the devil and the King of Swords. Let me dive into this a little more. Tell me more about this devil energy that's being illuminated after closing this door, closing this cycle, heading to the Nine of Cups. Can you tell me more about this devil energy? Tell me more about this devil energy. Seven of Wands in reverse. This is a repeating message, but this is an important one. I dig this. I dig this. They gave me a fast download on this with the Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay. This is not defending ourselves. Okay. This is not defending ourselves against this perceived devil energy. Why? Because we own it. We own it. And the truth is, in the Seven of Wands, if it was in the upright, that big ass alligator could eat all of those crocodiles coming out of the water. He does not need to defend himself because he's got big energy. Who told you you were too much? Whoever told you you were too much? Anyone here ever been told they're too much? To sit down? To be quiet? Yeah. Alexa, yes? Yeah. Tell him to go look for less if you're too much. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be over here being you while they go look for less. Tell me about this rediscovering of individuality. The mermaid in the koi pond. Becoming the dragon. Shifting from the koi to the dragon. From the little crocodile to the big ass alligator. Yes, Screamstress. Yes. God gave rock and roll to everyone. You damn straight. Look for less as a t-shirt. I need that t-shirt. Really? I need that t-shirt in my life. I need to find that t-shirt. Yeah, Renee, I was told to be quiet a lot of my life too. All right. Let's talk about this rediscovery of authenticity. Of the koi becoming the dragon. These cards are like flying everywhere tonight. I don't even have a fan on. Hold on a second. Queen of Wands. The Queen of Cups. Like that. And the High Priestess again. Okay? This is fucking magical. Okay? This doesn't get any more magical than this. This is the dragon energy right here. Okay? The High Priestess. The Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Wands. Thank you, Giz. Your emotions are not too much. You've learned how to transmute them into magic. It's what makes you magical. Tell me more about the Elizabeth and the Lion. Time to become the great leader. Time to become the great leader. Tell me more about becoming the great leader. This, I'm looking at the expression on this lion's face. It's like a dog with a bone. Like it's like a pit bull look, like a just serious determination. Tell me more about this Elizabeth with the lion. It's a strong air of determination on this card. 10 of Pentacles, baby. That's why. It takes that determination, that fire to create that 10 of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords. Okay, I got you, Giz. We get the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. We talked a lot of tonight about like collective consciousness, okay? And new relationships, new energies coming in on the other side of this door to help create that 10 of Pentacles. Look at all those beeves, the hive, right? Everybody working together. Coexisting in that collective consciousness to raise the vibration to love, understanding that everyone has their own personal truth with the Knight of Swords, okay? But that love, that fire, is what raises the vibration for all of us. Tell me more about this Knight of Wands. What is that, y'all? Is that a badger? What is that? What is that supposed to be? Is that a badger? Look, yeah, Jennifer D. Was that a badger on that card? Yeah, I think it is. What do we know about the badger? That Knight of Wands has that badger has the same eyes as this Elizabeth and the lion on this card. It's like these eyes of determination. Those eyes on that Knight of Wands is a little freaky, but it's that like fierceness. It's that fierce determination. The Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands is about it's about going our own way, but going our own way in the sense of like letting go into a resolve of love. The Knight of Wands doesn't pick sides. Tell me more about this Knight of Wands. The 10 of Wands again. The door closing. It is finished. Okay? The decision with the 2 of Wands to go through the portal with the 4 of Wands together in celebration. With those little sneak raccoons. The 3 of Cups. There is going to be much to celebrate on the other side of this door as we join together to create a 10 of Pentacles. Fearless, baby. Fearless. Sky, come here. That's really great, Scorpio. The swelling is going down in her paw. Her outside toe isn't all fat anymore. You feeling better? I can tell you're feeling better. You're zipping around again. That makes me so happy. Say thanks, Scorpio, before we sign off. Huh? Thanks, Scorpio. Say thank you, Scorpio. I'm going to be able to get this donut off of my head sooner. Thank you. You're doing good. You're zipping around. You want to go for a walk, don't you? I can tell. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll just say goodnight to everybody, okay? Yeah. That outside toe isn't as swollen. I love that. Poor girl. Yeah, allowing the flow of energy, letting go, no fear. And remembering that the tactics don't really work. And if it works in the mind, it only works for a moment. We can come back into the present moment. We can come back into the present moment to release that fear. And y'all magical as fuck. So that devil energy is your bitch. It might be a Tasmanian devil. That would make more sense, actually, for the Knight of Wands. That would make more sense. I think you might be right about that. The donut of shame is giving you the munchies. I knew a poor kid, the donut of shame. Oh. I don't know why, but it reminds me of The Simpsons. That's what I think of it. See her in that. I feel like she looks like a Simpson character. That would be a donut that would be on The Simpsons. You've seen them at the San Diego Zoo. Where is that? That's in Tasmanian Devils or Australia, right? Good night, Scream Stress. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you came and hung out. Homer is a god. The Simpsons is great. It's genius, actually. Oh. Well, okay, so there will be a collective message up in the morning. 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. At the same time, I will post the Google form for tomorrow's reads. Just click on the Google form, put your name in, and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will do individual reads. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you're all doing well. I'm glad you all did the work this week. All right. Good stuff. Doing the shadow work, getting rid of that anxiety, releasing that fear. So much good stuff. Slamming those doors shut, because there are beautiful things in front of us, despite all of the wackiness around us. Oh, okay, Leslie, let me show this one more time. Okay, so the community page, if you are looking at YouTube from your phone, I know it's a little confusing because you have to scroll over. Let me open my page here, and I will show you all real quick before I hop off of here. There we go. So when you're on a page under that, why does it do that? Why does it keep doing that to me every time when you're on a page under that subscribe button, see how it says home, video, shorts, live, playlist. If you swipe to the left, it gives you more options. Okay, shorts, live, playlist, community. So click on the community tab and it will be in there. Now you have to be subscribed to the channel to have access to the community tab. That is how Facebook pages work too. So make sure you are subscribed to the page, and it's just swipe over on that those top options: home, video, shorts, live, playlist. It's the last one, community. If you are subscribed to the page too, it will automatically come up on your news feed. Your whatever I call it, news feed. You can tell I'm old. Isn't that a Facebook term? It will come into the stuff that you're subscribed to on YouTube. Good night, Massey. So good to see you. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Scorpio. That's cool of you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good night, Olga. All right, y'all. So I will see you in the morning, and I will see you again tomorrow night. Thank you. Thank you, Scorpio, for all the work that you did this evening. I appreciate you sharing your gifts with everybody here. Good night, Stephen. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow.